All right, another edition of Ask Warchant Anything with our student athletes. And today's guest is you guys can see him. There he is, Dimitri Emmanuel. Big Beach
Yes, sir.
is the way to do it. Hey, listen, the behind the visor thing is good. I went and watched every episode you've done. You're
Yes,
getting
sir.
better. You're coming for my job, man.
No, appreciate you, man. Any tips and advice I can get, I'll take it all. So I
I
appreciate you
have
just tuning in.
I have a feeling I'll be talking with you in the coming months anyhow. So you and I could talk shop. I couldn't have talked to you about playing offensive line, but I could talk to you about broadcasting.
Yes, sir. No, I definitely appreciate you.
What you been up to, buddy? I know you're doing a lot of stuff with the Battle's End, obviously.
Yes, sir.
Before we get into these questions, anything you want to tell us about what you're doing these days besides kicking butt with behind the visor?
Yeah. So, that's, they've presented me an awesome opportunity, to just continue. I was always kind of just a little bit passionate about, broadcasting and, just taking that type of role. So, working with Ingram and Max has been great. Just, being able to just help me out with that. I know they've been into the same type of field. So, it's just been presenting me an opportunity to just, do something outside of football while also right now I'm training for the NFL draft. I'm here working out at Florida State doing pro day, and which is actually in about 2 weeks now today. So yeah, pro day training has been my main focus, and then really just helping out with the guys in the team, really just seeing what the team's looking like, trying to help out there. So just trying to continue to just put myself in the best position.
Did you? I'll be at that pro day. Did you throw yourself into it? Like yesterday, I was out there for tour of duty at 6 a.m.
Yeah,
and had a lot of fun watching that. I have fun watching that every year. The guys look great. Did you throw yourself into that to stay sharp?
nah, man. I'm gonna leave that to the guys on the team now. I definitely did my time, so it's been good. But now I'll leave that to the other guys right now.
Nice.
They've been working really hard though.
They have. All right, here we go to the questions. The first guy is Grumpy BK. That's his handle. He says, thanks for taking the questions, Meech. What is the most difficult aspect of being an offensive lineman in FSU's offensive scheme? And the second part of that is, how does that differ from other systems that you've played in?
Yeah, so I've had a new offensive line coach every season I've played. So I was always, I felt like a new scheme up until actually I came to FSU. So there's always a new scheme, a new schematics. I would say being an offensive lineman here at Florida State, you're the offense changes week to week. So for one, you might be a great blocker individually, but if you can't mentally process the changes and the checks that we're going to have to make on offense to put ourselves in the best position, because one thing about the offense here is that we are always going to put ourselves in the best position against whatever defense that we're in, and make sure that we have proper leverage. So, you have to really be able to understand. So I would say probably the mental capacity that it takes to play here in Florida State, because, at this level, a lot of guys have ability, and athletic and have all the physical traits, but the ones that separate themselves are the ones that can put it all together mentally and physically.
Triskel asks, tell us about the focus it takes to be an offensive lineman and working together as a unit. Do practice officials help you guys focus with preventing penalties?
Yeah, so we do have practice officials out there at practice. And they're with us pretty much every drill. So if you're holding, they'll throw the flag, or if it's like a false start, if you false start, they'll always throw the flag so you can get your fill. And Coach Atkins actually punishes us every time. We have a false start or any type of like mental mental mistake, mental lapse of because ultimately, you have to be able to focus in the moment when you're out there. So the practice officials, they do help us out, and it translates to the game. It translates to the game. We try and be the least penalized team in each game. So, but yeah, I mean, it takes a tremendous amount of focus. You have to be able to communicate with the guys left to your left and right. And then you also have to be able to focus on your job and make sure you're dominating your assignment too. So, it's definitely it's not an easy job, but it's fun. It's a fun one once you put it all together.
I imagine it is once you figure it out, right? And then you can let those physical tools go to work because you got the mental handled.
Yeah.
Third Noel has a two-part question. What's the most hostile game environment that you've ever experienced? And out of these two teams, which is your least favorite, Florida or Miami?
Oh man, no, don't like either of those teams. Can't lie, but uh, I would say I'll say my the biggest rival is like Miami. I would say more. The Florida game, the Florida rival, it's no, it's fun, but yeah, I definitely have more hatred for Miami. I feel like me personally.
I share that with you, sir.
Yeah, yeah, man. But I would say the loudest environment or biggest environment. I would say two games. Um, Florida, because this past season, just playing at Florida. Especially with the adversity that we had. With losing our quarterback, having to go in there and win the game. They got pretty loud. So I'll give it to them. It was probably one of the loudest places, and then. I would say Clemson,
Yeah.
Clemson on the road. That was a pretty loud environment too. We had to go silent cadence, and it was nice to get the dub.
I always wonder this. To you, that game was awesome, obviously, overtime. What is it going through your mind at all? Just what's on the line each play in the waning moments of a game, or are you solely thinking about assignment?
No, I mean, it definitely goes into your mind. It's part of the mental preparation. I feel like because mentally you have to put it on yourself as, I always took the approach as, if I don't do my job, we're gonna lose the game. So that type of mental stress, I feel like forces you to, put your best out there. And so, you don't want to necessarily be thinking about it in each moment of the play or each
Yeah.
moment of, but when you come to the sideline and you had a 3 and out, you talk to the guys like, hey, come on, guys, you know what we need to do. We gotta go. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah, so that I would say it's more so that just the mental preparation it takes. But yeah, when you're out there, you kind of want to be focused on your job and your assignment, and when you get to the sideline, it's more of a reset. Remind each other, come on, let's go. We're here to do something big.
Ronald asks, which young offensive line on our roster, young offensive lineman on our roster, should people keep an eye on that you think have a chance to do some real big things at FSU?
It's a couple really guys that from I've seen this spring that has been doing really well. I would say Jalen Early is a young guy. He's been around. This is going in his third season now. Been able to watch a lot of old guys. I would say Andre Otto. He's been really diligent in trying to take the next steps as go into his second year. You can see he has a lot of hunger and want to. So I'll say those are two guys really that Julian Armella too. He's a guy coming in his third season. So I'll say all three of those young guys have done a really good job. Trying to take that next step. We'll see. Hopefully they can continue doing it throughout the spring practice and showcase themselves. But I'll say those are three guys right there that are going to be that have been putting in the work, and I'm looking forward to seeing how everything plans out for them.
Next question from the board is, what did the evolution of the offensive line look like behind the scenes? Take us through your time when you got here to the time that you were done playing for Florida State. What was that evolution like?
Yeah, so coming into Florida State in the summer of 22, Dylan Gibbons was there, a leader of the offensive line. I still have Maurice, Rob Scott, and those guys that still played like a lot of ball. Darius too, and so but we didn't really have a lot of younger guys that were ready to go. It was kind of just us, and then me coming in. Um, I just wanted to come in and add value as like a leader, trying to mentor the younger guys. And so it was a lot of fun that year in 22. Just going out there every week. I felt like we was rushing for like 200 yards a game. So before I even got here, there's a lot of progress that was already been made. You added Dylan Gibbons. There's been a lot of changes. Getting some guys out, getting some guys in, that were right fits. And so, they'd already done a good job. I really was just trying to come in and add as much value as I could. So, and then coming into last season, we had Casey and KJ from Auburn. And I was still waiting on a waiver to see even if I was even going to be coming in. So it was really cool just being able to get my waiver and then come in and just continue to to know those guys and form the relationships that we have. And then with Bless Harris coming back off injury, I mean, we had like 8 guys that could all go out there, and we all felt confident that we could go get the job done. So I would say it just the brotherhood got even tighter. Just and which really just speaks to the culture, because it's not usually that happens when you get a bunch of transfers.
Mhm.
Guys want to be on the field, guys want to play. But I think the genuineness to see each other win and have the brotherhood, kind of helped us get closer, and we was all confident, and we all supported each other going out there on the field. And so that's why we could go out there and play with 8 guys. And nothing really changed. What I'm saying, really played at each other's strengths.
Jerry wants to know, Meach, how difficult is it for the offensive line to play as a cohesive unit? He goes on to say he's been very impressed by the progress that we were just talking about from 2020,
Yeah.
2021 to 2022, how far they're along. But how difficult is it to play cohesively?
Yeah, I would say it is very difficult, just because I wouldn't say difficult. I just think it takes time, to develop the personal relationships off the field. I think that just helps, playing on the field, knowing each other, kind of being able to watch film together and seeing how someone else sees the game, so you can, play fast together. So just like relationships I have, like with Maurice and like JB, just being able to know how they think. Like JB might not, know what's going on as fast as I can, so I can go ahead and let him know, hey, they're about to blitz. So you know what I'm saying, just give keys like that. Or if sometimes the defense moves late, Maurice can't communicate with the whole offensive line, but I know what he's thinking. I know he sees that. So but that takes time, just really building relationships like off the field. So
That's pretty cool to hear, though. I think
yeah,
people always wonder about that. That's cool to hear. Nolan Parker writes, how are your workouts? They know you're working out for pro day. How are your
yeah,
workouts impacting your 40 time and your bench press?
yeah. Man, it's going well. The pro day is going well. So this is my second one now. So like I feel like I got like super experience, and I'm I'm ready to go. But
Yeah.
hopefully this is the last time I got to run a 40. You know what I'm saying? I can just I can just go ahead and just keep playing ball. But yeah, it's been going well. Coach, one of the strength coaches here, Coach Farn, has been doing a great job with me. I trained with him last year too, so just ain't nothing I ain't used to at this point.
Nice. Wine and Cheese says, I'm from Charlotte, Meach. I
Yeah,
left back in '05 to go away to college. He wants to know, did you like the Queen City while you were there? And
yeah.
also, he says that every time he goes back, the food is on point. He wants to know, did you get you some Carolina barbecue while you were there?
Yeah, no, I love Charlotte. I ain't gonna lie, I love Charlotte. That's where I was in high school there, even college. The city of
Mhm.
Charlotte to me is great, and there's a lot of good food. In Charlotte, a lot of good food places. A couple steakhouses I like to go to. It's a couple good barbecue spots, but I think it's a beautiful city. But personally, I really do love Charlotte. So yeah, you definitely got to get a chance to go back over there if you haven't been.
By the way, this kind of is teed up nicely from one question to the next because Bo Knowles wants to know what's your favorite food spot in Tallahassee.
Ooh, what's a couple spots I got? That's a couple
Yep.
spots I got. If I'm looking for some wings or like a nice little sports bar, Glory Days is one spot I like to go to. It's another spot I recently just found called Beef O'Brady's. It's
Mhm.
like they got like great nachos. It's just a good time, being able to watch the games or whatever's on with TV and stuff like that. But hibachi, I would probably say like Nagoya. The guys used to get on me because I always used to try and go out to eat with the O line, and that's why I always would suggest to go there. So I'll probably say those 2 spots, and then it's a steakhouse that's inside like a hotel. I can't remember what it's called, but that's
Shula's?
yeah, Shula's. I like Shula's. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
Shula's is a
easy to
solid
like.
spot. Yeah, that's those are probably my favorite spots, man. That's probably where you catch me at.
Kind of following up on that question, he wanted to know, and I'll just simplify it. If you had
Yeah.
just one meal for the rest of your life, what's on your plate?
Ah, dang, that's a tough one. I love me some steak. I ain't gonna lie. So, you know, if I could have all the different types of cuts, different day, ribeye, fillet,
Mhm.
prime, just a regular New York strip, I'll just switch it off Wagyu. It don't matter, just keep switching them out. I'll probably do some steak and some veggies too, and some potatoes.
Sprinkle in some veggies, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, just a little bit.
you sound like my son. Every night he comes home. He's a sophomore in high school. Every night he comes
Yeah,
home. Dad, you making steak tonight? I was like, I just made steak last night. He's like, well, there's other parts of the steak you can make.
yeah, exactly, exactly. You can't discriminate. It's all good. It's all good. Marinated differently. So I would say steak, man. It's probably one of my favorites.
That's good. Neil 27 wants to know what was your favorite play all time while you were at FSU? What's a play that stands out to you more than any other?
Um,
Could be anything.
hmm. Uh, I feel like it's been a lot of great plays. I would say one that I watched was when I seen Shaheem block that kick versus LSU in 22.
Hmm.
That was just like oh my goodness, like the feeling of joy, like the emotion. It was just like that was probably one of the craziest plays I've seen. I mean, even watching Keon get the overtime win in
Yeah.
Clemson, that was dope because I just remember going celebrate with him and Darius was just screaming in his ear like, "I love you, I love you." And I don't know why I remember that so vividly, but it was just like that was just a great moment, especially because that win meant a lot for so many people. But even Oklahoma, I think one of the plays I made in the Oklahoma game, we was going back and forth in like the fourth quarter, and I pulled out, and Trayshawn Ward had scored like a nice little touchdown off the run, and a little bit later on, it was a screen we ran to Trey Benson that kind of set up that last little field goal so we can go ahead and win the game. And I like got out on the screen and just got the guy just enough, and Trey took it like about 40 more 50 yards. So, just I mean, we have guys like that. It's just easy. Just make sure you do your job. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to
Yeah.
do too
Yeah.
much. Just want to make sure I do what I need to do because they'll make plays. But I would say that those are just some of my favorite moments.
I saw you ask Shaheem Brown on Behind the Visor
Yeah.
about that block. That was nice. That was
Yeah,
nice.
man.
I was down on the field for that. I had to go.
Yeah,
I was getting
bro.
ready to go do the post game interview with Norvell, and I
Yeah,
saw the block. I was like, "Oh no!"
yeah, bro. Like it was just crazy. Like because like you said, Shy say he wasn't even supposed to even do that, but it was just like what? Sometimes the instinct just kicks in, and then I mean it was obviously we was about to go score, put the game away, and we fumbled at the 1 yard line. So
Mm,
for the defense to have our back, that was a big play, man. Like that
yeah.
was a big play. They took it down 99 yards and they didn't finish. Like and we work on that every day. That's part of our identity. So
Were you surprised he didn't go for two?
looking back, yeah, but it's hey,
I'm glad he didn't.
yeah, I'm glad. I don't want to think about it if he did. You know what I'm saying? he lost the game. He lost the game, and then he had a chance
Yeah.
to get revenge next year, and he didn't.
No.
So yeah, thinking back, yeah, like if you got all the momentum, go for it,
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I
I
thought he
mean,
was wrong
hey,
for doing that, Meech. I thought he should have gone for two, but screw him.
yeah, 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 but cool with me. We'll take the block, especially after we already blocked one.
Yeah. That was
So
great. Final couple here. Neil 27. Oh no, I already asked that one. Tennis Ump wants to know what are your realistic expectations for this year's team, and thank you for all you did for this program. That was nice.
well, yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for saying that. I think the expectations are, for the team to go out there and be their best. I mean, we've laid a foundation, and and now they know how to win. You've got guys that have come in that are right fits for the culture, and knowing Coach Norvell, knowing the work, the standard is not going to change at all. So what you've seen on these past couple of years, even since I've been here, let's say 2022, people weren't really expecting us to have the season that we had that year, and we won 10 games, and it was like, oh, how can we follow it up? We won 13 games, so you never can put limitations on these guys. We work our butt off, and it's not sometimes things might not go our way, but it's just how you got to go respond. So I think. I don't want to put any limitations on this team. I really think they can go all the way. If they just continue to put their head down and work and do what's necessary, everything's out there for them. So that's realistic to me.
Hey, I know you're doing a bunch of stuff with the Battles In. This is part of that as well. I think
Yeah.
you may not know it, but I think I'm going to see you at my golf tournament in about a month.
Okay.
So I look
Okay.
forward to hanging out
Yeah,
with you
man.
there. We appreciate it at Warchant. I appreciate it on the Jeff Cameron Show. I know the Battles In appreciates it. They've done a lot for a lot of guys, so it's cool
Yeah.
to see you guys working with them and doing a lot of good stuff. But
Yeah, man.
hey, man, be safe. Good luck at Pro Day. I'll see you soon.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all having me on here. It's been no
Yeah,
problem.
man.
It's been fun.
All right. Take
Thank
care,
you.
me. Yep.
Yes, sir.